10 Morse with tactical response. We got this from Beretta. It's their new A300 Patrol. They sent it to us for testing, and I promise you we're going to test it. Everything I've ever owned Beretta, and I've owned several things at Beretta. I had a 390 sporting clays gun that I used in the late 80s, early 90s that I shot sporting clays with. 1301, if you don't know, is getting very expensive now. It's a $1,500 to $1,800 range. And these come in around $1,000, somewhere around $1,000 price range. So anyway, we're gonna unbox it here. First thing in the package is, looks like some spacers for the stock. And there's also a Velcro piece in here. I don't know what it's for. Maybe it's for a side saddle, I don't know. But there's screws, there's a choke wrench in here. So just what I expected. Very good. First thing I noticed about it gripping it, the grip panels are very, very aggressive, which is a good thing. Wet hands, blood on your hands, gloves, cold winter. It seems like you're gonna have a very good, easy time gripping this gun. It's got a Picatinny rail, sights. It's got magazine, the plastic parts on the outside, but the magazine is metal on the inside. And again, I'm gonna clear it here to make sure it's empty. And it is, magazine's empty, chamber's empty. And I'm gonna take this choke out of it again and see what they put in here. As I understand it, they come in 3 colors. This is the black, they come in a gray, and they come in a tiger stripe, Vietnam era tiger stripe color. The tiger stripe was about $50 more expensive, so I didn't purchase it. I'll do my own tiger striping if I wanna do something with it. Let's see what this says on it here. So it's got IC on here, which is a improved cylinder choke. I don't need a modified or a full choke or anything else like that. So IC is what I use. I'm glad they shipped it with that, not something else. Let me screw this back in. This is my take, guys, and my take alone. I don't trust any shotgun to be my go-to gun, or any gun for that matter, rifle, pistol, or shotgun, until I get 2,000 rounds through it. And that may sound crazy to you guys, but I want to know this gun works. Got some low recoil stuff, some 1145 feet a second stuff. I've already loaded it up. We haven't done anything to this gun. I haven't lubed it, done anything. It's just straight out of the box, and we're going to shoot it and see what happens. And we're going to put some double aught buck through it, a little bit hotter, and some slugs, the hottest slugs we got, like 1560. We're going to put some of that stuff through it and just see how it runs. So without further ado, so I got one in the chamber. Let's see how many it holds. I believe it holds 7. In the magazine there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's see if I can get another one in there. That's 7 and 1. Nope, that's it. So it holds 7 plus 1, so 8 rounds. Another thing I noticed about this gun, Beretta, on the 1301s, they've scooped out, or for lack of a better term, they've cleaned this lower area up for reloading, and it seems to be opened up more. It seems to work pretty good. I kind of like the idea. The controls on it are just basically the same as the 1301. There's your button that will put one on the feed tray. There's your bolt release button. It's got a bigger bolt on it. I don't know if it's a 1-piece or 2-piece, but very nice bolt. Other than that, it's got fiber optic sights on it, which I'm not a big fan of, but we'll see. And a Picatinny rail and adjustable sights. So we're gonna shoot another 8 through it. I'm just gonna pour these out. I'm tired of reaching in that box. So it loads very easy, and again, if you guys don't want to catch your finger loading the gun, keep it flat while you're putting it on the bottom of the shell. If you ever point your finger, it can get bit by this thing. So in order not to do that, I keep my thumb flat on it. And use inertia, and they get to the stops where the shell catch, it'll get to those. And I think I got 7 in there. Yeah, I do. So 7 and 1 again. All right, so that's the bird shot. We shot a whole box of it. Again, this is 1,145 feet a second. So it's basically, if you will, it's Walmart's cheapest bird shot. All right, now I've got some double-aught buck, and I don't know what this says as far as feet per second, but I would assume it's gonna be a little hotter. Okay, so this is double-aught buck. So the other thing, that bird shot we just shot, so it's gonna be low brass. We got high brass on this one. So I don't think it's gonna be an issue. It handles low brass just fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh. So I messed up there, guys. I didn't get it past the shell catch. So what happened is it's on the feed tray right here. I've got two options here. I can jack it out because I can't load any more shells because I've got one sitting on the lifter. I can jack it out and go back to reloading, or I could have just shot it. Either way. But if you don't get past the shell catch, that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna fall back down on the lifter. It's not a big deal. That should be 8 in it. And I would imagine this is gonna be a little bit more recoil. Maybe you can tell it on film, but it is what it is. So that was 10 rounds of this double-aught buck. Lewis, find me something else, sir. Recoil compared to 1301, it feels like it's got a little bit more recoil than the 1301 does. It's not a soft shooting, but it's not greatly noticeable. I mean, I can notice it a little bit, but then again, that's what I do. I shoot shotguns. So it's got a little bit more felt recoil, but I wouldn't say nothing that you can't handle. The average person can handle. So now I've got some Sterling here, and this is 1,460 feet per second. And this is 1 ounce load. And so these are slugs now. So this is gonna be, this is the second hottest stuff we have up here. The Fiochi in front of it, right here, is a little bit hotter. Not a big deal. Okay. Okay, that was all of that. Noticeable recoil on that one. I actually couldn't tell the difference between that and the last round I shot. It felt pretty much the same. Now these are Fiochi, and these are 1,560 feet a second, so almost 1,600 feet a second. The hottest slugs that I know of are 1,600 feet a second, so it's just off of that. If you guys notice while I'm loading this gun, one thing I'm not doing is looking at it. I want to keep my eye on the bad guy while I'm doing this in case he starts moving and I got to track him. It doesn't matter. I want to keep my head up and my eyes on the bad guy, not worry about the gun. I can just, you know, I can find the magazine without looking at it, and you guys need to practice that as well. Okay. Now, this took 7 rounds, and apparently what I'm saying about that, it took 7 instead of 8, and the reason being is probably these are a little bit longer than 2 3/4, just because it's a slug and that's the way they make it, so it won't take the full 8 with the Fiochi slugs. No big deal. Bad guy ain't gonna know the difference. You can port load it when you're done. Oh, that's got some thump to it. That's got some ump to it. Now, I want to do this. I'm going to mix these shells up. I'm going to put a bird shot behind the slugs and put some slugs in between them. It's going to be a slug, 2 bird shot, and then another slug. So here we go. Hope you guys can hear the difference there. Okay, there goes another slug in it, and we're going to put a bird shot behind it. put 2 birdshot behind it, why not? So we're gonna have a slug first and then 2 birdshot behind it. I think, yeah, I can hear it and I can tell the difference in the recoil, and hopefully you can get it on film too, the difference in the recoil. So all in all, for our first session with this gun, not to do anything to it but just pull it out of the box. We looked it over, made sure it was clear of any of the styrofoam or anything they're shipping it in. It was good to go, and we just brought it out to the range. I didn't lube the gun up or do anything to it, and you can see we're shooting everything from birdshot to double up buck to slugs, and no cycling issues. I didn't expect any. Beretta, every Beretta I've ever owned has been a good quality gun. I haven't ever got any crap from them, and so I'm impressed. Felt recoil again is a little bit more than the 1301. Loading and shooting the gun is almost identical, except for they've opened this up some more, and I like that. But it's got the same bolt release, same safety controls, same detent button down here to lock it open or to load it from port. So all in all, a good piece of kit, guys. Remember, your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.